That morning, some of the kids who generally wake up quite early noticed something strange. There was an unusually serious discussion between the male members in the family as they got ready for the routine trip to office. Even as they dispersed, one of them stepped into the kitchen and conveyed something to the female members in a low tone, whose faces soon lit up with beautiful smiles. Nirmala, an intelligent girl loitering around her mother, did not fail to notice it. She wanted to know the reasons behind the smile. When the mother kept silence, she persisted. The mother finally replied in a terse way, Pai sagabam chavatai. All would go on a pilgrimage tomorrow. Nirmala heard it right, but wanted a confirmation as she felt that it was a general statement and asked, Amma chedduvanke vartanive. Would the kids also be taken along, mother? Of course, replied mother, softly pinching the child's cheeks. For the children of Kochi GSB's 8 days of the T.D.temple festival flew like a winged bird, leaving behind a trail of sweet memories to savor till the next one. The grandchildren in the Pathekka family were no exception to that. But that was an energy draining period as well for the children, with hectic schedule of loitering around the elephants, watching them being bathed in the temple pond, getting them decked up with netipattam etc. for the morning and evening shivelis, going along with the shivelis in the blistering heat of the morning sun, just for watching the way the elephants stand. The children were never tired of watching the way elephants eat the coconut leaves by effortlessly ripping it out of the stem by holding it under one of the legs, then dusting it a couple of times against the leg before placing on the huge reddish tongue. They were also endlessly fascinated by the way elephants move its tails or trunk sideways. They always yearned to get a hold on one of the chandrapans during the afternoon Pallaki Puja, but found it difficult as that was the work taken up by some bullies from the North Street. They found immense happiness in the afternoon place capturing heroics for the Samaradhana or simply cheering those who could get a place for them. While the Samaradhana was on, the work of preventing food from getting out of their lives was nothing less than a war for them that required utmost attention. They found a strange joy in getting out of the Samaradhana a fraction of a second earlier than others. In the evenings, they never felt tired in playing endless games in the newly erected temporary bamboo sheds on the eastern side, or simply chattering endlessly on anything cropping up in their tiny heads. The sudden end to that hectic times with an unusually high adrenaline level still in the heads brought a lull that the children found it difficult to adjust. Devoid of other avenues of entertainments matching that of the temple festival, some of them tried to find out likely major festivals in the nearby local temples. But they were terribly disappointed when one elder member tersely remarked that the festival season in Kochi ended with the completion of Kochi T.D.temple Mahotsavam. With around 2 months long summer vacation ahead, the whole world appeared bleak for most of the kids. For the next few days, they would sleep a little more to catch up with the sleep and energy deficits that took place because of the temple festival. But for the rest, who were in the minority, it hardly mattered, as they had 1,000 things to keep their fertile brains occupied. That group got busy with their daily chorus of early morning wake ups, bathing, collecting flowers for offering to the deity in the temple and at home, going to temple for the morning darshans, having breakfast, lending a helping hand for father in his preparation for going to office, and to mother in the household chorus, reading books, playing games, etc., by which time other lazy guys also would have woken up. Some of them would accompany Minna Papa during his Sunday morning visits to the Fort Kochi beach to collect jibbai. It was on such an occasion Nirmala overheard the sizzling news of an unexpected outing the next day. Not to be carried away, Nirmala got the news reconfirmed. Soon she was running around in Tittogodo, three-legged horse, and announcing merrily to the world around her, "Phai sa ghế bom chả vắt tay, phai sa ghế bom chả vắt tay," as she happily jumped around on one leg that also moved up and down her two-way plaited hair on the back. Running around on one leg was one of her traits as an intelligent, agile, energetic, and athletic girl with certain good managerial skills right from the childhood. With an announcement, hell broke out in the house. Those kids who heard it came running down to know more. Those lazy guys still sleeping, hearing the commotion, got up fully awakened in a fraction of a second, a process that would generally take not less than half an hour on school days. Nirmala was soon mobbed by over a dozen kids. They were all excited of an unexpected outing next day. They wanted the who, what, when, where, and how of it. But finding her also clueless, they took out a procession towards the kitchen to get the answers to their burning questions. But there too, there was no ready-made answers, as they found all the elders tight-lipped. Perhaps they might have been briefed to follow a prudent management policy on communication, disclose only what is relevant to one. The kids knew that there was an outing the next day, and that was sufficient for them, the elders must have felt, as they got preoccupied with some preparation for the next day's outing. But that bit of news itself was enough to pump up the adrenaline levels of the kids. With something new to hold on, suddenly everyone appeared cheerful. Gone were the disappointments over ending of temple festival. All were suddenly found to be bubbling with enthusiasm. The whole day, "Phai sa ghế bom chả vắt tay, phai sa ghế bom chả vắt tay," was the trending topic for animated discussion among them. On normal days, as the sun gets ready for his routine dip in the Arabian Sea, most of the kids would be feeling drowsy. Those days the electricity had not made its entry in Kochi. As the evening approached, the municipal employee arriving with a jerry can of kerosene and ladder would light up the lamps kept inside the glass covers on the top of cast iron posts fixed at street corners. Those lamps, though, would light up a small patch on the ground for the next couple of hours, were no match to the thick blanket of dusk that engulfed the village, bringing a grinding halt to the life there. In the homes also, kerosene was the only source of light, but that kerosene also had to be imported from outside the country. Every delay in the arrival of the ship created anxiety among the people. For the children, that itself was a theme of song for a game. Manene kapala no pavlenga vasaga divo jollo kadotin. Manene kapala no pavlenga vasaga divo jollo kadontin. Meaning, with the anchoring of the kerosene ship, the whole village was lit up with lamps. Though a mere playtime song sung by the children, it pointed to the stark reality of the 1960s, by which India had already become an energy deficit nation, depending on the outsiders even for lighting homes. It was an outcome of visionless mismanagement of the local resources by the party in power since the independence. It was not for nothing the nation is now 85% energy deficit when it comes to non-renewable sources of energy like crude oil, etc. Not that the children loved the kerosene lamps. No, they did not, as it emitted nauseating smoke more than the light. That became an excuse for some of them to skip homework, etc. after the sunset. They preferred to sleep before the dusk spread, putting an end to the endless chatter in the home for the day. But that day, they heard about the outing. Drowsiness was not to be seen anywhere, even with a microscope. All of them were in the same spirit as if the temple festival had just begun. Finally, elders had to order them to go to sleep, that they reluctantly followed. But as they were about to hit the beds, one instruction by the elder for the next day's wake-up time brought back the chatter with renewed vigor. On other days, such early wake-up instructions, generally for homeworks, studies, etc., were greeted with murmurs, but not that night. Every word was soaked in with intense focus that rekindled thoughts of the next day's trip, like oil poured into the dying embers. That only made sleep more difficult, as the powerful thoughts of Pai Sagabum Javatai came back with resurgent spirit. Nidra Devi might have found it difficult to get leg space inside their crammed heads. The melatonin glands inside the brain that produce natural sleeping pills found themselves working overtime for a lost cause. Most of the kids, though lying, still continued with the trending topic of the day, despite occasional mild reprimands by some tired elder after the day's hectic work. How long that drama continued, nobody knew.